Hi everyone, Jane here. Thank you for watching today and welcome. Today I am working in the Dina Wakley ledger journal, which I feel like I haven't done for a little while, and I decided I wanted to go a bit rainbow coloured. I decided to use the Tempera paint sticks, which are really good fun and really an easy product to get down on your page. Now these are not aimed at artists, they are more a child's product. And so they're not light fast, and I'm not sure about their sort of archival or acid free status. So they are really for fun, but I'm just putting it in my journal. So I've picked out a rainbow of colours. They don't have colour names on them, so I won't be able to list them unfortunately, but I will put generally what I use in the description box below. So we've gone with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, just like the rainbow. And they do dry really quickly. So what I did was I added a whole coat of clear gesso to my page before I started and really allowed it to dry. And then as soon as I put the colour down, I added water to it straight away to be able to wash it out a little bit. Now what the gesso does is it provides a more slick surface for it to move around on, so it's not soaking straight into the paper. So that gave it a bit of extra movement, and making sure that that water was going on straight away as soon as I put that colour down, because it really does dry very, very quickly. Now here I accidentally put a couple of spots of the indigo onto the rest of the page. So rather than just leave it as a mistake, I thought I would embrace the happy accident and then just added more splats to make it more of a feature rather than, an error. Once that had all dried, which didn't take that long, I wanted to add some white back into the page. So I'm using this stencil. I do believe this is by Lou Sims. It's a Dolly Dimples stencil. I'm not sure if it's still available, but I will list it in the description box below. And I just wanted to add some white through. So what I was trying to do was to add some of the stenciling to each of the colour areas so that every colour of the rainbow had some of the stenciling on it as well. Once that had all dried, I decided I wanted to use some of the collage from this Collage soup book, Face It, which is a really fun one. This one was designed with Claire Steed from Art Journal Love, and I wanted one of these black and white faces. Because I was having that colourful background, I wanted to have a black and white face. And these ones I've have had my eye on for a little while to use, and she's quite a fun image. So her hair isn't quite bold. What's the word? I can't think. You have to sort of guess where the hair is really around the outside. So I cut a rough idea of where her hair would be. Because of the sort of style of the image, it didn't really matter. I then wanted some more black and white papers in the background, so I'm going in with the Dina Wakley, and I have two different sets here. One is called Just Words and one is called Elements. Now, I did take out the sheet that had all the sentiments on because I was thinking I was going to use one of them. In fact, I didn't use one of those in the end. I used one from the actual Collage soup book. So I'm just using water to wet the back of the collage tissue so that I can tear it and get a nice smooth edge. So I just wanted some strips across, and because we've got that ledger in the background, I thought that a scripty paper would look quite cool, and I still wanted that black and white against the colour. So I'm going in, tearing off the strips, and then I'm adding in a couple of those circles as well from the elements. There was 4 left over, so I thought, well, I might as well use all 4. And then I'm going to be sticking them all down with my Liquitex Professional Matte Medium. once that was all dried, I decided I needed some more elements on the page, maybe some more colourful elements. So I've got this sheet of colourful hearts, and this is when I decided I wanted a different sentiment than I'd originally thought. So I went to the back of the Face It book, and there is this page with some cool sort of handwritten style sentiments, and I went for this one, which I felt really went with the woman on the page. I thought it really sort of matched what was going on. So I'm just going to cut a few of these out for you on screen, because I know that it's, you know how to cut out a heart, and they were very, very simple. With some of your images in these books, they are really simple to cut out. Some are a little bit more complicated. I'm a sort of cut what you think sort of person, and I will cut bits off if they are too tricky. Sometimes I leave a border around things if they are really difficult to cut out, just to make it a little bit easier for myself. You can always blend in those areas with inks and paints and pencils and things. And sometimes if I'm doing a really big complicated image, but I do want it all in there, I will sort of tear around the image to get a more blended edge. And then again, once it's stuck down, use other things to disguise those edges. So there are ways around it if you are struggling with some of the more fussier cut elements. In between times, I also decided I needed some butterflies down the bottom, just to sort of disguise the bottom edge of where the lady was cut out. And this is always a good trick as well. If you get things that you think, oh, I don't like how that is on the edge, find some images to go over the top to sort of blend that image into your piece. You know, I've told you that's why I've done that, but it could have been a style choice. It is a style choice as well. I thought she looked lovely with the butterflies. So I'm now just sticking a few of those hearts into the background. I did start off by having loads and loads of the hearts, and actually I decided that I didn't really want to add too much more. And this is where I discovered that when I had been gluing earlier, I had used a lot of matte medium and I glued a few pages together, so just be a bit careful. And then I just wanted to add this sentiment in. I wasn't the happiest of where I put it, but it was the only place on the pages that I felt happy with it at all. So ideally I would have wanted it maybe to be a bit narrower so it didn't go so much onto the lady's image, but it was the best place at the time. I wanted to add some highlights and some extra paint. So this always, I feel, sort of helps to bring out certain elements, but also by doing things like this, you make it a bit more your own, and it's, you know, you start to put your own stamp onto projects by adding in all these sort of little details. So I'm using the Posca paint pens. They are all 3M, and we've got a white, a gold and a black. So with the white, I'm just adding in some little sort of marks and some highlights. The gold I just used to go around the hearts. I felt the hearts needed to be lifted a little bit. I was thinking of black, but then I thought the black would be too much, especially as I've already got the black collage in the background, and then I'm just outlining the sentiment as well. And I just decided I wanted to give a little bit of colour to my lady. And then that's more or less it. I think I had some splats in a moment, but apart from that, that's this spread done. So thank you ever so much for watching today. If you have enjoyed this video, do please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you would do that too. Also, if you do get the opportunity to hype this video, I know it doesn't appear on everybody's devices, but if you do, that would be ever so much helpful as well. It doesn't cost you anything, and what it does is it builds up points for creators, and then YouTube decide from the amount of points you've got if they are going to promote your video further so more people get to see it. So at the end, you will also see a list of my members. So a big thank you to them for their continued support. And until the next time, bye-bye.